for 20 and 21. So the next slide with the total savings. That's it. That was it. All right. All right. Any questions on that? This is the first time you're all seeing it. It's a lot of information, a lot of numbers to digest and absorb. Again, we've used this from the Freedom of Information request we've collected over time and the RFP results. None of these numbers are based upon numbers that we've made up. This is the data that we've collected from the city. The base numbers are listed in the collective bargaining agreement, and the appendix gives you a summary of each year how those numbers are. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah. I appreciate it. Oh, one important thing. These numbers do not include the ancillary benefits. Just want to make sure everybody understands. The life, the disability, the dental, the vision. The dental vision, right, the employees pay 100% of that cost, but these do not include the life and disability. Thank you very much. No, I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. I think we're good. It's all yours.
We're asking you to put a lot of trust and a lot of confidence in us, not only the advisors, but those who will be the trustees, the elected union officials. What's your security? How strong is this? What happens if things go wrong? Well, let me tell you all of the backstops we have. The first, as I said, is committed, passionate trustees who are running the show. Volunteers who are serving without money, without pay, as union officers, knowing that they're going to take on this responsibility. Second, as I said before, experienced, time-tested, battle-proven, seasoned advisors for whom this is not something brand new or something we're trying out. It's something we've done for decades. We all know what we're doing here. Doesn't mean that we're the best at what we're doing. There's other people who know how to do this. But it's not something novel that we're just trying out. But then we're going to have actual pieces of paper that we pay for to protect our members. First piece, like Pedro recommended to you, told you, an Internal Revenue Service determination letter. The money that goes into our health trust, the contributions we're going to receive from the city, the contributions we're going to receive from our members, the investment income we're going to make from our investments are all tax-free. We're not a for-profit business. That's how we differ from insurance companies. We don't pay taxes. It's all tax-free. How do we know it's going to be tax-free? All these documents that we just described to you, we're going to send to the Internal Revenue Service under what they call a determination procedure. And they're going to send us back what's called a favorable determination letter. It says the way you set this up and the way that you presented it to us means that you qualify. You're a qualified plan under the Internal Revenue Code, and therefore you don't have to pay federal income taxes. So we're going to get IRS approval. We may not have it by the time we start up. We'll apply for it, but we never know how long it's going to take. The second thing, okay, well, you know, these union officers are going to be responsible for millions and millions of dollars. What if they get greedy? Yeah, you told me we can vote them out, but what if they put some of our trust fund money in their pocket before they went? Well, I've seen the folks who are offered up as union officers now don't look like that sort of person, but maybe you read about it in the newspaper. Something like that happened in the past. We with trust fund money are going to buy bonds, not savings bonds. We're going to bond those officers. An insurance company will say, in return for the premium, that if any of the money is stolen, embezzled, misappropriated, winds up somewhere else than where it should be, that the insurance company will put the money into the trust for us. That's called bonding. Most union officers are bonded. So, and then the insurance company will go after the miscreant union officer. But we know that the people who are in charge of your money are bonded. The third thing, you say, well, these guys never did this before. These trustees, yeah, you can show us how it's worked in Dade County for 35 years, but trustees have been sitting on the board for a decade. These guys are new. What if they make a mistake and the fund loses some money? What if they're negligent? What if they're not paying attention? They should have. We're going to be hurt. We're going to insure against that too. It's called fiduciary liability insurance that the fund will buy, meaning that if there's negligence that takes place and a claim is made against the fund because the fund lost money, the insurance company will put the money in the fund. Then you may question, well, how do we know where the money's going to go? Where it's been? We're going to have an annual audit by our own auditor, selected by our Board of Trustees, not any auditor, a certified public accountant, the CPA, who will look at the money that came in, the money that went out, and will publish an audit that the trustees will look at and be delivered to them at a public meeting. When that auditor puts that document on the table at the public meeting, it's a public record. Anybody who wants it can have it. And that will show where the money goes and where it's been. Okay, what if Rob's wrong? What if there's not enough money here to pay all these claims? We're going to insure against that too. It's called stop loss insurance. Our trust will pay up to a certain amount per claim or per year, or maybe both. And then the insurance company picks up from there. So essentially what we're doing is, yeah, we're paying some money in premiums, but we're insuring against all the risks that may worry you. So essentially, if you think there may be problems, not only can we buy our way out of those problems, we're going to, by buying insurance to insure our way out of those problems. So I think I've mentioned pretty much all of the ways that things could go wrong. And then finally, if the members don't really like this at all, doesn't work for them, or they don't like the trustees, they got two shots. One is they can vote the union officers out of office, then we've got new trustees, or two, they can vote down the next contract that provides for the health trust. And now we like it better going back to the city and its cost shifting. That's okay with us. It makes us feel safe. They can do that. Hasn't happened very often. So we think we've got all the backstops. We know we have all the backstops necessary in order to provide the security that our members and their families need. Your medical bills will be paid. They will be paid on time. And if we don't have the money to do it, which we will, the insurance company will take it over, because we're going to buy insurance for that. So when you leave here, I want you to feel comfortable that this isn't some experiment. All the numbers that Rob showed you are not an if-come, not the most favorable or rosiest projection that we could come up with. It's the real hard numbers based on the hard experience that we are going to use to base our plan, and then we're going to buy the insurance and bonds that we need in order to secure the promises that we're going to make to the members and their families. And by the way, once we start investing money, the trustees aren't going to be opening up a Monday morning paper and see who's paying the highest CD rates. Oh no, they're going to hire, just like the pension funds do, a qualified professional investment consultant who will look for investment managers, tell us what kind of things we can buy, how long risk we can go, much like the pension fund. However, our insurance, our investments will be much more conservative than the pension funds, because we could have our cash called upon pension fund knows what its liabilities are going to be. Every time somebody retires, we get an idea how long they're going to live at the pension fund. The actuary tells us. And so they make sure they've got the money. Here, we're not always 100% sure, although we are with our stop-loss insurance, what the claims are going to be. So you're going to see more conservative investing than you're used to if you've been looking at what the pension plan does, but with the same quality of people giving the advice, meaning investment consultants who will set forth our investment guidelines and help us search for the best money managers who will be deciding what stocks and bonds and other securities to buy, not the board of trustees. The day-to-day decisions will be made by the investment managers. A custodian that will hold the stocks and bonds, not somebody's brokerage account with a trustee's name on it, but the name of the trust being held by a separate custodian that will be holding all of the stocks and bonds. And of course, those folks will all have their own insurance of the type that I just described to you. We're going to run it much like the pension fund, but again with more conservative guidelines. So those are all the stopgaps that are built into this. You don't leave home without it. That's the way you run a health trust. You insure against your risks. Any questions? Well, if not, Joe, is there anything more today? I'll just let you close it out. And I hope we've shown you the three things that we told you initially. That this is the best way to do it because of accountability, because of self-determination, and because of transparency. Those are the unions and their officers who will be the trustees promised to you. Promised to you the city, promised to you the members, and they will be there to deliver the promises. You all know how to find Joe. Just call him. All right, let me finish it up.
So, most of the presentation is kind of done. Y'all have the hard pieces of information in front of you. The article was given to you, the trust was given to you, and if everybody wants to kind of take a break and come back, maybe we could hash out some stuff at the table today. Maybe we could actually go through this stuff. I don't know if y'all are interested. I'm sorry.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Because we're all talking about this over here. I want to clarify this. He just went over consultants and fund managers and all that. Our intent is to use Jay Bowen. So
Jay Bowen has already been contacted. He's willing to.
So we would not have all that expense, correct?
No, Jay Bowen. Well, Jay Bowen would be not only is
He
it
would
our
handle it
insurance,
just like we
pension,
handle
he would
our
handle
pension.
just like we does our pension. Absolutely. Yeah, he's already accepted that we
Okay,
would
good.
use him. Yep. If you would, I don't know what time. I don't know if y'all want to go through and look at that stuff. It's pretty much the hard stuff, the delivery process.
Well, you could let us just take a break and caucus.
Yeah, we don't have no time for it. So everybody can take breaks and come back and maybe do some negotiating. While y'all were here.